anything and everything that's cool in the world today. I am the one who's going to be dying first, Danny Paul Crow. And if you've been watching our YouTube channel, you would have seen recently I did a reaction video to a short film by the name of Face On, and since I've done that, we've been reached out by the filmmakers of that film who are actually making a full-blown feature of this. So I will be talking with Justin Best and also the star of the film, Anthea Neri Best. So let's go. All right, so thanks guys for joining us. First I just want to talk about how did you come up with the concept, but do you also have to be a little bit twisted to write something like this, Justin?
I don't think you have to be twisted, but it probably helps. I ask myself that sometimes for sure. But the way we came up with this was about 2 years ago. 3 years ago now. Anthea came home and she was like, "Hey, I saw this video today called The Big Shave." If you're not familiar with that, it's Martin Scorsese's, I don't know if it's his first movie, but it's one of his first movies. It's why he made it while he was at NYU. And it's just a guy shaving his face over and over until he starts bleeding, like blood just pouring all over this bathroom. And so I said, "Hey, yeah, we could do that. Who's this Scorsese guy anyway?" So it grew from there. It was like, how could we do it? Because we were really taken by like the simplicity of the video. It's just the one guy in a bathroom shaving over and over and a lot of blood. So it's very simple, but also very disturbing. And supposedly, it was a statement about the Vietnam War at the time. So we were like, how can we do something similar, like an updated version of this? I've got a very talented female actor here. How can we do like a female version of this? And so from there, it grew into a woman chopping off people's faces. And that's really where the idea sprung from. It was kind of this updated version. From there, it went, well, my original idea was she's just a woman who chops people's faces off and wears them. And so it's like, well, why does she do this? Well, it very easily came, we went to like, oh, well, she's been influenced by marketing, magazines, social media, this constant comparison that I think a lot of us feel when we're on social media or looking in magazines and like, oh, that person, they have the perfect body or the perfect house or the perfect car, or the perfect family or job or whatever. Even though we know that, 99.9% of it's bullshit, right? We know that there's filters and there's, how many times did they have to retake that picture? Even though I think we know this intellectually, still like emotionally, it can sting us. We start to compare ourselves to these people. So that's really where the idea came from, just a combination of all that.
How long did it actually take to film the original short film though?
Oh, it came together really fast. It took about a day and a half. We shot it over the weekend. We had a great crew for the short. It was we had Ashley, who's our effects and hair and makeup person. She made the mask and she's going to be with us on the feature. And then we had a great team. We had a DP, Dan Watt. He's excellent. And then we had Andrew Plaza. He was like our lighting, gaffer, everything person. So, between the five of us, we really, we did it in a day and a half. It was a lot of fun. It was very, how can I say? It was like it's a very simple shoot, one location, but still, we had a lot of fun with it. And I think we had a really great movie.
No, it was absolutely fantastic. If you guys haven't checked out the reaction video that we did about a week ago, you can see my reaction the moment I saw the mask, which leads me to my next question. Anthea, when you first saw the mask, what was your reaction? And Justin, what was your reaction as well when you first saw it?
I was kind of appalled and disgusted at the same time, and excited. And Daniel, we saw it. Our makeup artist, we met at Starbucks. So could you imagine? We probably have a picture of it. We had a Starbucks. We were at Starbucks, and she whips out the mask, and then there's no blood yet. There's nothing. The first one that we saw, it had maggots on it actually. And then we decided and then Jay decided, I believe, to have it more of a fresh look, a fresh kill. So we took the maggots out. She took the maggots out. I did not. And it was that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like disgusting and appalling and exciting at the same time. At Starbucks, mind you.
Can you tell her that I had a nightmare for about three to 4 nights, but it was of my girlfriend putting that mask on, and I have not told her this, so she's probably going to listen to this and going, oh, so yeah, so that did freak me out. So that she did a good job in my book, and that was a really cool mask. But is with that mask, and obviously with this new Kickstarter you started with the making a full feature, are you going to keep the mask or are you going to redesign it?
Well, we have the original mask, so if you want us to send it over for your girlfriend to put it on, just let us know.
Oh, God.
We were.
Oh my God.
We were gonna hang it up, but then we're like, no, we can't do that. So it's in paper underneath our bed, but we still have the original. I'm really proud of what Ashley did with that one. Especially given that she basically had no time and no money to make it. But then we are going to redesign the mask for the feature. That's definitely going to be a big part of the feature. We're going to make it it's going to be even more appalling and more gruesome and more bloodier. It's going to be a whole different style of mask from the design and to the physical construction. I don't remember now what the original one is made out of. What, latex?
Synthetic. And then this one is going to be latex, I believe.
Yeah.
So it'll have more of a skin, like a real skin feel.
The new one will be more flexible in, like Anthea said, it will look more like real skin. It'll move like real skin. So yeah, it'll definitely be an updated Mask 2.0.
Nice. I like that. Just going back to the short film for a second. In the back of your mind, did you always wanted to make it into a feature, or did you just plan it just to be a short film for that time?
Oh, for me, I had no plans for it beyond what I just thought it was going to be a short. Honestly, I thought we were just going to make it. It was just we kind of wanted to make something. So we made it. Like I said, we made it in a weekend. The whole thing probably took about a month from the concept to shooting to post, till we had a film that was done. Made it very quickly. And then I just thought, well, hey, we got this thing. Let's send it out to some festivals. And we got a really good response. We got into a few festivals. We won some awards. And so from there, people started asking me, well, what happens next? And so I'm primarily thinking myself as a writer. I was like, yeah, that's a good question. Let's think what else could happen. Like, let's blow out this world. Let's expand the story. And from there, that's when the feature came about, the idea for the feature. So I started writing the feature. I've probably been writing it since 2018. So, 2 or 3 years of about 2 years of writing the feature. And then this last year or so, we've really been focused on creating the movie.
And actually the short is out now on Amazon Prime. So for those who have access to Amazon Prime, you can leave us a 5-star review on there. And also the short is still going out. Mm-hmm. Like, it's still being picked up. I think we are this month being featured at New Jersey HorrorCon. Is that correct?
Oh,
and
correct.
So while we are still working on the feature, it's still gaining legs and like doing things. So it's like a huge horror con in New Jersey, here in the States, and it's going to be featured there as well. So still.
Have you tried to go to Monster Fest here in Australia with the film?
I heard of that. Another friend recommended that, but I have not been. Should I go?
Yeah, I've never personally been to it, but I know a lot of people that have actually worked at Monster Fest and participated in it. It's fantastic. It's absolutely great. I just wish I had enough time to go do some more research about it, but I will be going to this year's event, and hopefully in the future I can let you know how great it is, because everyone just says how amazingly talented some short films get in there, and a lot of the ones are coming from America as well. So,
awesome.
I think you should try it.
Well, yeah, Danny, let's go.
Yeah, that's amazing. I would love to go there. Yeah.
You never been to Australia yet?
No.
I have.
No.
I love it.
He has.
You have?
I love it. Yeah, I had a great time.
All right. So, because you've been to Australia, I'll ask this to Anthea. Anthea, are you scared of drop bears?
Drop bears?
Yeah.
What is that?
You'll have to find out when you visit Australia then.
Oh no! And should I be scared?
Terrified.
What is it?
I've been to Australia, but I don't know what a drop bear is.
Oh, you don't know?
heck is a
Oh, you
drop
don't know what a
bear?
drop bear is?
No.
Okay.
Is it like a koala bear?
Then I love koala bears.
They're offshot of the koala bear.
Okay.
Yes. So definitely, when you come here, and if we end up meeting, I'll show you what a drop bear is, and yeah, you can find out for yourself.
Well, now I'm definitely.
Am I terrified or curious? And I hope it's cute.
Anyone from Australia that's listening to this, do not give them hints what a drop bear is, please.
No.
Let them find out.
Oh my god, I'm terrified now.
So Anthea, with you being the star of Face On, how do you actually get into the character?
Cheryl is a very complex character. I talk with Jay a lot and discuss, what I think the character is, how she is reading throughout the script and her unveiling, and also like curious in how to see, what he thought of Cheryl. And then we kind of come together and create this being called Cheryl. So I go into mannerisms, her background. I go really, really deep into what caused her to get there, what kind of coffee she has, her playlist of music. I go really, really deep into that. What's her favorite purse, like little things that you would know about yourself, I would know about her. And so I would now, when I step on set, even prior to getting into costume and makeup, then I am her. Like, I don't even have to think Anthea is no longer there. I am now speaking and moving and interacting with the world as Cheryl. So it's very minute, very fine details that I get into a lot of the characters that I explore.
Well, so just because you're saying she had her own playlist, what would be on Cheryl's playlist exactly?
I'm still discovering that, but a lot of like 80s rock that we were talking about, also some pop rock in there. So I'm still discovering into that, and like some fine tuning in exactly what her killer playlist is, literally. So I'm still developing that. I'm right now in the producer's hat. So I am unable currently to explore that super, super detailed. But in the short, it was just talking to Jay a lot about, the reasons why she was doing things, and why she had like a really creepy, bathroom if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, it's just ideally sometimes the Cheryl is very much a lot of the women that I know, including myself and probably maybe your girlfriend, like these little things about comparison culture. So it's kind of even fine-tuned that a lot of females do, see themselves in Cheryl. So it's kind of close to home, but on a heightened level.
Well, I hope my girlfriend is nothing like Cheryl, because
I would run. I would run, Daniel.
Run, Daniel. No, I'm sure she's an excellent lady.
Babe, if you're listening, you're nothing like that. No, she's nothing like that. She's a sweet woman. So I know I've got to keep her. She is the one. And she is Filipino as well, like myself. So so that's great. With the feature film, what can you let us know about it? Like as regard to the story, with no spoilers, please.
Well, yeah, it's going to be an exploration of Cheryl's world. It's going to dive more deeply into why she thinks the way she thinks. The short film is very weird. It's experimental by design. It was meant to be a little unusual, and it was meant to make you feel uneasy. That was the feeling we were going for. The feature film is going to be more, I would say, traditional horror style. It's going to have people getting their faces hacked off. It's going to have blood. It's also going to have more comedic elements. It's going to have, it's going to be a lot of fun. That's the thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you like horror, there's going to be a lot of blood. If you like action, there's a lot of women fighting each other. There's a badass woman chopping people's faces off. And in the center of that, there's a message about self-love, self-acceptance. Who are you really? It gets down to, like, again, how can you be yourself in this world that's always telling you like you're not good enough? There's always somebody or something that you can compare yourself to. You know, that's Cheryl's journey. She is constantly looking outside for a validation. Oh, if, you know, she looks to her boyfriend, she looks to her family, her mother, her job, her coworkers, her girlfriends. She's always looking for somebody else to give her that approval and tell her that she's good enough. And when you're doing that, there's always going to be somebody prettier, there's going to be somebody smarter, there's going to be somebody who has more money, or somebody who has the thing that you want that you don't have. And so you're always going to, when you're looking outside, you're always going to feel empty. And so the question is like, is Cheryl going to find this self-acceptance, this peace that she's looking for? Will she be able to like finally like go inside and like be good enough for herself? That's really the journey that she's going on. And so we explore that in more depth in the feature. Again, it's kind of like a protein cookie. So you got this like healthy little protein message, and then on the outside you've got this chocolate covering of blood and guts and funny jokes and action. And so, you know, it's definitely entertaining. That's our goal. We want you to have fun watching it. We had a lot of fun writing it. We're going to have a lot of fun making it. But there is also a lot of heart and a message at the center.
That's great. I mean, I think with any horror film, if you got a deep-rooted message, which is what we got here, it's always going to be a very interesting and a very intriguing film. So I cannot wait for this to come out. When do you reckon possibly you may have a release date? If you were to stick on schedule, when do you reckon you might have it out?
Well, our goal is to release it around this time next year. So around Halloween or fall 2022.
Beautiful.
That's the plan right now.
All right. That sounds really great, guys. Now we're pretty much done for the interview, but I just want to get to know both of you because, Anthea, the first time I ever saw you was actually on my new favorite show, Tacoma FD. And I just remember just going, it can't be. You know, obviously you were playing Andy's mum, and I was like, what? You know, so that threw me off. But you were absolutely fantastic in that.
Thank you.
And that's why I followed you on Instagram, and then you reached out to me through this project of yours. But I don't know much about the both of you. So can you just give me roughly how did you guys meet and how did you guys come together?
We met in New York. We met online in New York. Before I did acting, I was a geneticist. So I worked in genetics, and when online, his profile, he used to work in finance. And there was this man who was in finance background, worked on Wall Street, and now he was going after, at that time, he was doing music and producing music. And I came from a singing background as well. So I was like, so intriguing, so interesting. I love it that somebody is kind of like me, that wants to risk it all and go for your dream. And so that's where we met in New York City, in regards to just having a really interesting story himself. So that's where we met.
Was it love at first sight, Justin?
No.
It was love after like
That's
30 minutes.
No, because I was late. Daniel!
She was about 30 minutes late to our first date. I was about to leave.
He was.
But I'm glad I stuck around for sure. You know, we've been together for 10 years now. Wow. And so, yeah, it's been really wonderful. And you can imagine how this pitch went, Daniel, when we started. Hi, I'm writing and directing a movie, and I want my wife to star in it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, thanks. We're not, so that was one thing that we've really had to overcome in putting everything from putting together our team to, pitching it. We've pitched it to large studios you've heard of, all the way down to just individuals who have money and are interested. And, we had a lot of interest, but at the end of the day, we really wanted to keep control of our own story. That's really the driving factor. That's why we did the crowdfunding campaign, which we were very successful at. Thank you, everybody who contributed. We reached over 100% of our goal. But we're really, the motivation there was like, I believe in her. I believe in myself. I believe in this team that we have. I believe in this story. And so I really want to give the story and this team the opportunity that it deserves to go out into the world as it's meant to. And so that's what has been the most important to us, is really, keeping control of the narrative of our own story and creating a new narrative in Hollywood and how movies are made, because everybody keeps telling us, oh, you got to have this, you got to have that, you've got to have this much money, you've got to have this type of person. And we've just consistently stuck to our own plan. And that's what's gotten us even as far as we've gotten. You know, we have a great team. We have some really fine actors that some of you maybe heard of, some of them are new, and we've got a great crew behind the camera, you know, and just all of this coming together has made this whole story magical to me. It's made it bigger. It's way beyond me now. And so, you know, all of that is to say, I really am excited to make this movie. I'm really excited about this film. And I feel blessed to have the opportunity to make it with a lot of my friends and my wife, you know, and just the journey that we've been on together, you know, to grow together with this film has been really exciting.
That's fantastic. It's really good to hear that a lot of people are chasing their dream and you're not giving a crap what says it, you know, and you just keep going. And the fact that you have gone to big studios, and even the small studios, they've all said they've got interest, but they've gone that way. The fact that you're chasing it, that's really inspiring, and I you know, hope that this is going to be, you know, the launchpad for both of you to go further in your careers. And I'm very excited to see what the future holds for both of you. So thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you, Daniel. Thanks for having us. And I just want to bump off of that. I know we're a little short on time, but I just want to say you're right, man. Like, life is too short. If you got something, go for it. I know we personally have seen too many people over these last couple of years or so who have passed away, who had plans for the future, like, oh, in 10 years, 20 years, whatever, I'm going to do this thing, and they didn't get to do it. And so that's been a really big motivation for us, is like, just if you have something you want to do, go for it, put your whole heart into it. I believe that if you go for it with your whole heart, you put yourself out there, things will happen for you. And that's what my experience has been, you know, from putting together the team, you know, just the way I've met the people that I've met. It's been really, you know, the synchronicity that has come through is amazing to me, you know, all the way from meeting our DP to some of our actors, all the way up to getting this crowdfunding up to 100%, you know, the people who came through for that. I couldn't, if you had asked me 45 days ago, is this the person who's going to put you over the top? Is this the person who's going to contribute to your camp? I would have said, no way. I don't even know who that is. And then 45 days later, they're like, oh, I want to help you out. And, you know, and so just so many of these like happy accidents or happy surprises have come through that have just really shown me that, you know, when you go for something, you put yourself out there, whether the universe, fate, God, probability, I don't care whatever you want to call it, it answers.
Yeah,
something. So I believe in that, and I just feel really blessed to be making this film.
Oh, that's really great. Is it before we sign off, is there anything you want to plug?
Go ahead and follow us at Face On Movie, and if you haven't yet, go ahead and follow us on Seed and Spark, and you'll receive all of our updates as at seedandspark.com/fund, FUND/Face On Movie. And you can find all the updates, and you can follow us on all social media at Face On Movie.
Links will all be in the description, guys. So don't stress if you need it.
Yeah, you know, even though the Seed and Spark campaign is officially over, you, as Anthea said, you can still follow. Just go to the link, the Seed and Spark link, seedandspark.com/fund/faceonmovie. Click on the follow button. You'll get all the updates that we send out, and also, you know, on all social medias at Face On Movie. Thank
you, Daniel. All of this has led us to you, and we absolutely adored your reaction video. If you saw, I wish we made a reaction video of your reaction video, because like to see his face, it was amazing. We were all like, oh my god, like we're like, ah, it was so great, it was wonderful. We really enjoyed it. So thank you.
If you all have not seen Daniel's reaction video,
go do it.
Go click and watch the reaction video. It's great. We had such a fun time watching it. Thank you so much for that.
I still can't believe no one made a reaction video to it, because when I sent the message to you guys saying, oh, do you mind if I do it, and you said, yeah, great, and then I did it, and you go, that's the first one. What? Seriously?
Yeah. So thank you. That was really
I like
wonderful.
to think everybody else like passed out while they were watching it. They were like, oh, I can't. And then,
it was so so wonderful, Daniel. Thank
It
you
was
so
wonderful.
much.
Thank you so
No
much.
worries. Thanks, guys. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, Castbox, and Stitcher. And while you're there, leave us a review. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and enable those notifications. If you can't wait for our next episode, why not check out our Tumblr page? Find us at What If It's Cool Podcast. Make sure to find us on Facebook at What If It's Cool Podcast, tweet us at What If It's Cool, and find us on Instagram at What If It's Cool Podcast. Keep that support coming. And until next time, folks, we'll catch you on the next cast. Peace.